I'm Bill.
I'm Chase.
And this is Wildcat Chat, the home of all things Kentucky basketball. All right, welcome back to Wildcat Chat. I'm Bill.
I'm Chase.
And this is our bonus episode this week because we've got John Calipari rolling into town. So they play Saturday. Do you think he's already in town?
No.
No.
Like a hard Wednesday or Thursday.
Hard Wednesday. You think he comes with the team or separate ahead of time?
Honestly, I think he comes a little ahead of time.
I think he does too. I think he had said in his conference over the weekend when they lost again. They're now 1-6 in conference, 12-8 overall. Yikes!
Hey,
that he was going to come and like have some lunches and stuff with some friends and stuff in town.
don't bad juju it that we could. He's going to find a tweak and he's going to beat us by 40. I don't want that to happen. But before we talk anymore, since this is a bonus episode, we're going to do another icebreaker, and this
with
time
a bonus
with a twist. Ooh, we're going to call on our actual producer extraordinaire, Martini Marketing's own Jessica Ross.
Esteemed colleague.
Yes.
I like that word.
Colleague.
I know we had a Mortal Coil, we had municipalities, and now we're bringing it in with esteemed colleague.
All right, so my icebreaker is John Calipari themed
Oh.
for this bonus episode. No. If you could choose from the current lineup to keep either Reed Shepherd or Rob Dillingham from last year's team, who would you choose and why?
You can go first this time.
For me, it would be Rob. And the reason's because I think we have shooters on the team. Rob's was a scorer, and I think Rob wanted to close games out. And I don't know if we have that guy, or as we just watched in the other episode that we had a couple turnovers late.
Mm-hmm.
Rob's not turning it over late. He's gonna Robbie is gonna just own all the men. Or
I like that you picked that so that we could have different answers because I could not disagree with you more.
wow,
I know. Reed Shepherd,
go on.
because Rob Dillingham did not understand what defense was. And what I loved about Reed was his steals, his passing. He's not going to turn it over because he's not going to put people in positions to turn it over, but I just loved his defense more than anything. He would pick pockets, and while Rob is definitely flashier, I will always choose Reed over Rob in terms of what I'd want on the court. And are we is this a continuation? We're going to ask Jess this off the mic. Is this this would be their sophomore year? They've already played a year? Another year under the belt of Reed Shepherd? You have Mark Pope coming in, friends with his dad. They play all that together.
Do you think Mitch Barnhart picked Mark Pope to try to lure Reed Shepherd to come back?
In his thing, they even made it seem like he was trying to.
And then what would have been awesome would have been when Reed declared for the draft and Mitch Barnhart was like, all right, Mark, you're not our guy anymore. And went with a different
You
guy.
had one job, Mark. Yeah, so I would pick Reed. He's my guy. I think that this team needs someone who, I'm not going to say he's not a good basketball player because obviously I've watched some of his play in the NBA already. Rob is phenomenal. But I would say mechanics-wise and fundamentals-wise, you just want that kid that his dad played college ball. It's got the bluegrass feel. The fan base would absolutely eat that up.
Are you talking about the guy in the G League now in the NBA, Reed Shepherd?
Well, he came back. He's
back?
He was only down there for
Is he still dressing terribly?
He's trying to fit in. He's got the scruff trying to make him look like he's older than 17 or whatever age.
The 7 hairs on his mustache.
But I feel like Malik Monk, Rob Dillingham, you had that guy.
Yeah.
Which we are missing, that guy.
That's why I picked
But I
Rob.
feel like Rob would sometimes force himself to be that guy.
No doubt.
In some situations.
You need stone cold killers to do that.
You need a Reed on the team with your Rob to have the outlet to throw back, to have I feel like he wouldn't gel well with maybe Lamont. I don't think he'd gel well with Creasa. I think
No.
so.
Well, Creasa's got a broken.
Well, now it doesn't matter, and I understand.
So we disagree.
I feel right
do we
now
fight
the team,
now, or what happens?
No.
Okay.
I just it's civil discourse.
Got it.
You
Thanks a lot,
Do you have any more?
Jessica.
Do you have any?
Get into this fist fight. Yeah.
Do you have any more paper to like?
That's all I got.
Yeah, so
I
if
go
you get
with
upset,
Rob.
You want to hit me? Crumble up some more paper. We're good.
And
Yeah,
throw.
we're good.
Calipari's in town,
Oof.
and I don't know how to feel about it. So
It's interesting.
I wanted to start and ask you, and we've talked about this before. Is he going to get jeered or cheered?
There's been a lot of talk about this online this week, and I've seen a lot of things where like people understand what he did for the program, brought a championship, brought all this talent. It's more like I personally, and these are the posts, like I personally will not boo him.
I personally believe. Do you remember that Miss American girl when she?
Yes.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans. Go ahead. Not sure where that came from, but you said it. You said it like her.
Listen.
It was weird. I saw like the thing on you, like you just like morphed into a Miss American pageant lady. It was
and
beautiful.
for my talent portion,
go on.
So he said they're like, I wouldn't boo, but I can understand fans booing. And my response to any of this is I don't feel he deserves to be booed overall, in my opinion. But
yeah,
I also
agree
understand.
with that.
But I also understand. I have a different bias. I went through the entirety of the Calipari era. It was right around the time he came in 2009. I was a sophomore in college. I was at the right age where I could actually have a fandom where, ironically enough, going to see Tony Pike's UC games in UK stuff because like I went to UC, I graduated UC, but I was still wearing the blue. It was the swagger was back. It was so exciting to just walk around and see UK fans instead of those dark years of a name that I actually said in the last week. You told me I wasn't allowed to say his name.
No, you're not talking about Billy.
So yes. I can't even say it. Yeah. So I went to Cleveland in 2008 to see a comedian with my buddy on spring break because it was the first time in my life that I had not seen UK make the tournament at all.
I feel like Cleveland's another place where the only cool thing to do in Cleveland is to
As someone who's worked in the film industry, that's the city that they always go to in Ohio. So maybe that's
Cleveland.
Why. Yeah, Cleveland.
We need to fix that.
This new Superman. They filmed there for 2 months. And
Well, yeah, because it's a desolate place.
Maybe, but Marvel
Of
goes
course.
there all the time. But they went to Cincinnati for 2 days. I wish we had the infrastructure. That's a whole other discussion.
Cleveland's got a better infrastructure than Cincinnati. Did you know that Arkansas is the Razorbacks?
Yeah.
And did you know that their team, like, mating call, I guess, is that Woo Pig Suey?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's a video. This is, I think, the moment where Calipari decided if I would ever leave Kentucky, he would go to Arkansas. He was at, I'm about to look it up, the name of the restaurant, because I forget. Let me log back in here. It likes to time out. So February 26, 2022, which was about 3 years ago. Yeah, good at math.
You're a math guy.
He was at Herman's Rib House, which...
Herman.
All right.
Right.
Yeah, another fantastic name.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's related to Pee-wee. He was there eating with his wife before the game the next day, and the entire place started doing this. Oh, pig, suey, which is just... Now I figured out why they do that. Oh, pig suey. It's a hog call. So he's at this restaurant, and they're doing this... Well, and he had nothing but good things to say about it because of the fan base. They were so like they just stopped the whole restaurant so he could listen to them. And I think he liked I think the problem he didn't realize is all 47 Arkansas fans were in that building that night, and now he's seeing that because they have like no fans. So
They have some loud fans when they lose though.
Yeah.
There's 1 or 2 of the 49. They like to complain, and it is. Kind of funny, but kind of I don't know.
It's sad. Did you know that
I have such mixed emotions about it?
It's a tough week.
Yeah,
tough week. I'm gonna go see my therapist for this game. I think I don't have a therapist, but I'm gonna look and see if I can find one.
Find one?
Because Calipari took a piece of my heart. I know he took a piece of your heart, for sure.
yeah. But if you go to Arkansas and do that hog call, you might find a therapist.
What do I do with my hands? Pig suey. We'll never do that again. Did you know that ESPN was supposed to be there for game day?
Yeah.
And then in the last minute, 11th hour,
Yep.
minute or hour, either way, they pulled it and went with Duke, Carolina, which Carolina has 8-9 losses too. How do you not make Kentucky, Arkansas with John Calipari ESPN game day?
in the nicest way I can say it, the love that ESPN has for Duke
Yeah.
during Krzyzewski, post Krzyzewski.
Do you even know their coach now? Duke's coach?
I've seen him.
Yeah, you don't know
but
his
I
name.
don't know his name.
Not Coach K.
I know the guy who took over Roy Williams' job, but just because he was on staff and he would just
Hubert?
Yeah. That rivalry is because in my lifetime, there's usually the only two good teams in the ACC.
Yeah. ACC sucks.
Barry Larkin's kid, when he was at Miami, actually, they had a good year, but ACC overall.
Real quick, funny story. Barry Larkin, I had to cut you off.
Oh, we're going
I
red.
delivered to a pizza to Barry Larkin when I was 18, and when I stepped in his condo, his carpet was this thick.
Oh.
I literally sank in the carpet. So now whenever I'm looking for carpet, talking about carpet, it's always Barry Larkin carpet.
Nice.
The guy had some great carpet.
And what type of pizza were you delivering that day?
I forget. Damn it. Seth Greenberg
Yes.
had a comment that Arkansas is not doing as well as they could because of Kentucky fans.
Yes.
Which then Jay Williams jumped on as well, which then Matt Jones from KSR brought Jay Williams in to talk about.
they're buddies, yeah.
And they're Dukies,
Yeah.
right? And that's why I like Matt Jones. He's a former Duke guy. I know he's our guy, but
Yeah.
could you ever be a Kentucky guy if you went to Duke?
If you went there just for law, I get it.
Could you ever be a Kentucky guy if you went to UC? I'm just asking.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Just want to make
I
sure.
was I'm validating myself. So yes, absolutely. No, but that rivalry they talked about is rivalry only exists if you make it exist.
Yeah.
And because
right.
they just slop it on, ESPN is just so over again. Oh, the ACC, all Duke, because you have good, really good basketball knowledge commentators like Jay Billis.
Yeah.
That they obviously alma mater. He's going to talk Duke up. You just talked about Jay. He's obviously going to talk about his alma mater. It just gets old because you feel like you kind of got to, if you want to have not so strong a bias, maybe get an ex-Kentucky guy on that dais.
Like Rex Chapman?
Oh, I love when whenever they talk to him.
Jeff Shepard? Which I don't think
maybe a little twangy, but I think he could.
What's wrong with twang?
It's not wrong. I'm just saying, do I have Jimmy Dykes doing a lot of games. He doesn't do national broadcast games, but he does a lot of Kentucky games. I like
SEC.
in his SEC. I like Jimmy Dykes' commentary. I like his unbiased look. Even after he does a game, he'll talk about the game afterwards.
Yeah.
I feel like the only guy, you said Seth Greenberg, the only guy that I feel like he's a big Cal guy. So it wasn't like he's all about Kentucky. He was all about Kentucky when Cal was at Kentucky. I feel like the only guy that can actually have an unbiased look at all these conferences in the national media, it's usually CBS guys. I think it's Seth Davis. I think he
loves Seth Davis.
Only guy
Big Seth
and then
Davis
Clark
guy.
Kellogg, who was an Ohio State guy, but you don't hear him, ooh, Ohio State every play. He's very meticulous about every team that he's commentating on, and I think that's smart. Whereas it's like Tony Romo last night with the Chiefs. It's just let's see how much you can butter up this Mahomes guy or this defense. And he had one point, he was just oh, Mahomes.
I just
clutch.
Can't. I don't actually listen to any of that. I mute
Kelsey,
it.
clutch. Josh Allen, he could be clutch. It's just the guy just beat them. Now again, I don't care about postseason. It's just you can't just gloss. There's one play. We can cut this out if we don't talk about it. There's one play. I'm sorry. Josh Allen threw a pass going out of bounds deep.
Yeah.
And he literally said, "What is he thinking?"
Throwing the ball out of bounds.
And then they show the replay. He saw a defensive hold, pointed to it, and he's like, "I have a free shot. I'm just going to go." And then he goes, "Oh, well, kudos to you." It's just you're so. But if Mahomes had done it, he'd be like, "Look at him checking that off. Oh, he saw the defensive hold. Oh, he's Superman." That's what.
You gonna be okay?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
I just think because it's funny because Tony Romo was not good. So if you want to talk Jay Billis, he was on some teams that actually was.
Jay Billis is a good basketball player?
He was on good teams.
Where'd he go?
Duke, yeah.
Yeah.
But in terms of that rivalry.
Frozen.
Yeah.
Keep going.
In terms of that rivalry,
I'll think about it. I'll remember.
I understand why they do it because it's ESPN.
Yeah.
But I think it's dumb.
I couldn't agree more.
You were talking about Seth and Jay's comments.
So Seth Greenberg, he coached at Virginia Tech, and he was terrible when he got fired. So just to put Seth to bed, you did nothing. So Will Fortune's getting ready to come on, and you can go to bed, Seth. So I'm not a big Seth guy. I don't like when he talks.
When he's on like the halftime coverage,
do you just turn the channel?
No, but I mean he's pretty good with some X's and O's type stuff from like a coaching. I just don't like when he talks. I think he
should just sit there and not talk. Maybe they should bring Pat McAfee on instead of Seth Greenberg or Shane Gillis. So who's your favorite broadcaster of all time, and why is it Dick Vitale? Is it Dick Vitale?
No.
Yeah, baby.
I mean, the diaper dandy, all that.
He's a PTPer.
No, I like, you're gonna have to help me. I don't know names. CBS, Bill
Gillespie?
No, older guy. I think his name was Bill
Rafferty.
Yes, as
they go.
Yes,
Menemen.
That is my favorite guy.
Onions.
Yes,
he loves to scream onions, and everybody's like, "Why? Why onions?"
I think he's entertaining.
Yeah, Bill Rafferty sucks.
Yes.
I don't like Bill Rafferty. Sorry. Big Dick Vitale guy.
All right, I like him too.
He's still alive, right?
Yes, he's been having some. So he's been having some complications with his health. Got a clean bill of health. They scheduled his next game, and then he took a tumble in his house.
Ugh.
Yeah, so it's
Sniper.
But who would be trying to take Dick Vitale out? Like is it
non-Duke or Kentucky fans? Because that's all he talks
is it
about.
Dan Dockich or something?
It's like Greg Olson when he took Tom Brady took his job. Greg Olson's like, "I'm gonna get you, Tom. I'm gonna get that perfect chin." Reformulate it. Speaking of the Rizzler. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Oh man, Arkansas 12-8, 1-6 in the SEC. Their best player, which we've talked names a lot, often, Boogie Fland.
Who's going to be our guy?
Is his real name Boogie? I've tried to Google it.
DeMarcus, like Boogie Cousins, wasn't his real name.
But DeMarcus Cousins would have said. This guy,
I think it's Boogie. I think it is Boogie.
So mom and dad, if dad was there, was like, this is what we're going to call him. Because she's like picking her nose, and she's like, Boogie. I don't, where do they come up with this stuff?
I don't know.
Like, where's Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and Jonathan?
The best gospel, of course. Jonathan.
So he's got a hurt thumb, which I feel like you tape it up, right?
I saw that, immediately thought Kyrie Irving with Duke. Like, draft's coming up.
Shut her down.
Shut her down.
Look, we're not talking about Duke so much.
I'm sorry.
He was the 10th recruit on Rivals.com, which is a recruiting.
I was so excited. Immediately, we were talking about how we had a little thing going on with Reed and Rob with your favorite pizza, Donato's.
Yeah.
That if we were going to do anything with the player next year, where it was like, it has to be Boogie.
Boogie.
All the hype.
Try
all
the
hype.
Boogie pizza.
Yes.
That would not be good. We could do it
Honestly, I think that could.
You think so?
Yeah, just
green peppers.
Like ground beef, but just like in balls. Just do a little
or like mozzarella balls.
Yeah, Boogie style.
That does sound terrible.
All right.
Thank God he transferred.
I was excited for him. So when he I mean, it made sense.
Yeah.
But it made me sad.
So he signed with Kentucky, then he withdrew and transferred. Is that what happened?
Same with everyone that was at Kentucky when Calipari went down.
They have John L. Davis, who was a big transfer. It was like, I think he was the number one sought after transfer, and he's actually been kind of mid, as the kids say. I don't really know what that means. Does mid mean not good?
I just think so.
Or does mid mean like okay?
We have as a not.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Hello. What does mid mean?
Mid?
Yeah.
Not good.
But not bad.
Yeah, mid.
Okay,
middle.
got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mid.
Keep going.
I mean, I don't have a 12-year-old kid, but I at least know some of the lingo. I mean,
keep going.
You're mid. You're fire. You're.
Is fire good or bad?
Good, and then
I don't want to be on fire because I'm going to die soon.
Ice sometimes is good and bad. I gotta like your ice,
like the ice in the veins.
I don't know.
And the whole like.
Again,
gun to my head.
Gun to my head.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Swiss Army knife to my head.
So,
chop.
I feel we have a not as flashy, not as talented team
as Arkansas,
as most teams. That has gelled better and has played better as a team. That is the example of a team where you have pieces.
You know how that happens? Coaching.
Yeah. It's like so the first time this happened, and I'm hoping it's the same year, as someone who followed UK the most,
Yeah.
Tubby, and then every year with Calipari.
And
You told me not to talk about it. I'm sorry. Archie Goodwin, Nerlens Noel.
Yep.
You have years where they have the talent and they just
Nerlens just
cannot-
Nerlens, by the
Yes.
way, another one. Just
But
Nerlens.
he had the high flat top like that.
that was pretty cool.
Dope. That was
he was
dope.
not good at basketball.
He had one of the ickier injuries when he against Florida. That was rough. But just Archie just did not gel. The year with like Kevin Knox, there's just some years where they don't gel early, and then you have teams that like
and they go to the NBA and they're stars.
but or they
late.
go deep in the postseason or in the tournament. And you're just like, how did they gel? Brandon Knight wasn't as great. Then they got hot. They won the SEC tournament.
Did you know
Chemistry.
Kevin Knox's younger brother Carter Knox is on this Arkansas team?
Mm-hmm. Wanted to bring it up.
Sorry.
Because
Stole your
I think
thunder.
he was supposed to be.
He was.
It was one of those guys.
Billy Richmond.
So the years where that doesn't happen, I'm thinking like Hamidou Diallo, like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's about to be the MVP of the NBA, was the sixth man off the bench.
They're going to
because
give
they
it
couldn't-
to Luka or Jokic again, I think. They're just going to snipe.
But he just had a 54-point game. He's been unreal.
He scored
this year.
54?
Shai did, yes.
Wow.
And the idea of that was the sixth man off the bench because they couldn't deal with, and that might have been Archie Goodwin's year. I don't remember what year he was in, but I just remember
It was the COVID year.
No, it was
before?
Archie was way before. But that year,
That's when
again,
Shai was the COVID year.
No, that was way before. That was 18. No, that was Emmanuel Quigley. That was
Google.com.
Tyrese Maxey. That was Tyrese Maxey's year. The year where they thought they'd go deep in the tournament. And there was
Tyrese
no
Maxey's
tournament.
also top 10 in scoring in the NBA.
good.
Yeah.
They gelled late. They were not doing well. They played Louisville and Quigley had the game of his life because he
Emmanuel Quigley.
he
stud.
made like 15 foul shots in a row.
You're
and
right.
He was just like,
I'm very sad.
Again, I remember some of this stuff.
Yeah, I'm very sad because you're right. Not about the point, but just the fact that you're right. I'm very sad. I don't like when you're right.
Oh, well. I mean, you can humble me in your infinite wisdom. You teach me. I'm the student. So in this situation, sometimes the student can teach the master, but you are still the master.
You just humbled me because I was 2 years off. COVID just like ruined my brain. I don't have taste, smell, or brain now.
They had that game where they were down like 18 to Florida and came back. All that hype. SC tournament shut down.
Yeah.
No NBA.
Yeah.
No.
That was
March
our year.
Madness. That was. I thought so.
Yeah.
And what we've talked about.
You think that's why COVID came because we were going to win the SEC, because we were going to win the tournament?
But I do think talking about him, we've said it before. I think it broke something in
China.
I think it broke something in Calipari
That's when it broke.
because since then it's just not been the same.
It's been really bad. So what about this Arkansas team? Why are they not good, and why do we hate John Calipari? Or do we?
Me personally, I don't think I can.
Can't hate him.
I can't hate
Can
him.
you hate him Saturday?
Again, I think if you want a villain, as I was saying earlier, it's just like when I followed Tubby, I followed Calipari even into those years. Rick Pitino was the villain. I had no bias.
Tina won't be here Saturday.
I understand, but what I'm saying is, if you have these guys that, or maybe Pope's brought in some new blood, those guys are always going to be the. I had seen Pitino as a villain only because fans told me he was the villain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people, if they followed Cal throughout his entire tenure and seen everything he actually did do, that there'd be enough to actually throw boo-worthy blame on him. But I also can see for the atmosphere of the game, like, oh, boo, because you're gonna boo the players.
Yeah.
I love Big Z, but you know when they come out,
He's hard to boo. He's a happy guy.
Yeah, when they come out to do their warm-ups, that's just what you do in a sporting event. You boo the opposing team.
Who's that?
So I don't.
Who's that? Do you ever do that with the newspaper?
I think it's gonna be like head coach John Calipari. Like, I think it's gonna be a mix of
cheers and jeers, and then the old people down low got to wake
it's
up.
so funny. Like, I feel
9
in
o'clock
most
game.
sports,
What are we
it's
doing?
always when it just happened is when it's obviously the rawest. That's when it's going to happen. But then, just like with Rick Pitino, he's going to come back and get a motivation. Like I remember, this is baseball. I know it's not your favorite, but you have these guys. You have these guys that you just cannot stand. Where the Reds, Albert Pujols, for the entirety of my life, was just great, but it was always against us, so I hated him.
You love to hate him.
And then that last year, he's fighting to get 700 home runs. Like, I'm doing nothing but wanting to cheer that guy. Because time's passed. You know, like, time heals all wounds.
You
know what I'm saying?
forgave him.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything to you.
He did hit 3 home runs.
Did he steal your first girlfriend?
No. No, he's a good Christian dude. Love him to death. Just hate him on the court. But by the end, you're just like, what a career you've had. Like, does this type of start, do you think he can bounce back and make his career still go on an upswing? Or is it just like, are we watching
the demise?
Like, is this an old Yeller situation where, like, it's time, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just the idea of, like,
do they have to put him down?
Well,
That's not how this works, right?
Farm upstate, I think, is where they take him.
Farm upstate. He's going to go back to Pennsylvania, isn't he?
But just like
New York. Car salesman.
Here's the thing we're going to talk about, and again, it's the same week, so we got to talk. The Blob is not here, but let's talk about Brian a little bit. X is going to give it to you. I thought Sean Miller was done.
And he came back.
He comes out about Arizona with some of the wildest allegations that he just like tucks
Allegedly.
tail and runs.
And he's back.
And
they love him for it.
And he's
Brian.
And he's.
I have no comment.
Yeah. He's doing Sean Miller's things. Like, he was so good when he was here. He's a great coach.
I have no comment.
Yeah.
That was great.
So
Xavier also has 8 losses, just so you know. They might make the tournament now, though. They beat UConn.
they beat UConn, and they lost to UC, which may not win another game. So let's hope that can change, and maybe there's nothing better. Again, there's nothing better than when your local teams are all
suey. I just wanted to do it. Keep going.
There's nothing better when all your local teams are actually like good and competent, and they can all be in the tournament. It's fun, even though you expect UK to win, that their first game is against NKU. That's exciting.
Yeah.
UK playing them in the Sweet 16. That's exciting. Louisville, UK in the Final
Of
Four.
course. Exciting.
Extremely exciting.
Yeah.
Maybe Indiana will get there. They used to be
Indiana.
solid, but that was also one of those teams.
Imagine being an Indiana fan.
I went to a church camp in Indiana.
I would just
and
start shucking corn
wear
for a
the
living.
Ugly red striped pants, like
Yeah, I know.
I have no idea why you'd be a fan of that.
Didn't Kentucky have those ugly pants for a while?
But it's with the blue. Striped is okay, but they look like a candy cane. It was
Like
just
an ice
terrible.
cream parlor.
Yeah.
Ooh, a barbershop.
Barbershop.
Yeah. They do a quartet.
I like
You
your cut, G.
You want to go tenor? You want to go tenor? I'll go alto. No,
I don't know what that means.
Riz. Like, I don't know. It's
I
like-
know what that means. Does alto mean deep or high?
Hi.
Got it. So I was right.
It's the women's part.
Okay.
Oh, pig suey. Like that?
Would it have been the girl from the Miss America pageant? Do you want me to be alto? Is that what you're saying? For my
Please.
talent portion?
Please.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you got left?
I mean, are we gonna win?
I'm hopeful. I'm confident.
How could we not win this game? Like, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that like literally.
that every single team that has come into Rupp Arena
And played out of their minds.
against Cal,
Maybe Cal gets to
he's
experience
gonna
that.
experience the other side, and he's gonna be like I said, it's like a beach or like a kid's swimming pool sized rim, and all their guys are just gonna drain.
If we lose, which is going to be a dark day, I think. If we lose, it's going to be very ugly.
Yes.
If we lose, because then people are going to start questioning Mark Pope, which I don't want to happen.
I don't think he should be questioned,
But he will if he loses. If we lose, I want Adu Thiero to be the reason we lose because I love that guy.
I loved him.
What I don't want to happen is DJ Wagner to go off because that guy had so much. He was like the
Potential.
John Wall
Oh, no.
potential, and he was just a major dud.
That's who Butler makes me think of sometimes. And I know you like
Yeah,
Butler,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like he would drive, he'd get to the rim, and then he couldn't make the layup.
Yeah.
Marcus Teague, same thing. It would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
Fun fact of that team of the people you couldn't stand the most. Did you see Justin Edwards made almost 30 points in an NBA game like last week?
I did not. Where's he
I
play?
don't even remember. I saw the name.
Feels like an Orlando Magic guy.
But so here's the question I wanted to ask at the end of the last episode, and I know we wanted to split it. You talk about Mark Pope, questioning Mark Pope.
Yep. Sixers. He plays with Maxey. Keep going.
Oh, good.
I'm now a Philadelphia 76ers fan,
What is our SEC record?
but not an Eagles fan. Our SEC record, we are, don't know. No clue.
Why don't you look it up?
5-3, 4-3.
I think it's
3.
4-3. I know. We'll cut to it. I just assumed you had it off the top of your head.
We're 3-3.
Do you think for a first year with Mark Pope, as of right now, we're about almost halfway? I think we are halfway through.
Yeah, we're halfway through.
Do you think that's good enough?
I do, because of who they played and who they're gonna play, who X is gonna give it to you. Yeah.
What is an SEC record come first week of March before the SEC tournament
that I'm okay with?
that you're not okay with? When does it become?
I would like to finish 50, 500 or up.
I said that for the entire win-loss record.
Yeah. Whoa. 15 losses?
No, just like 50-50.
Yeah. Well, this would be like
for
50,
his first year.
be
Being
like 15 and 15.
So he's exceeded my expectations. I just, with how good the SEC is.
Maybe he goes
We have a
1 and
chance-
he
we
might
have a-
go 1-10 the next 11 games. Anyway, I hope not.
The away makes me scared. 1-3 on the road. 11-1 at home.
Yeah, it's Rupp Arena.
I know. I just
74,000 large in there, give or take
I
50,000.
feel that the fan base started doing the typical fan base reaction after this past
That's what
loss.
Kentucky
I
fans
know,
do. That's
but
what we do.
I just don't think
I sent a letter to Mitch Barnhart, please fire Mark Pope.
you-
I didn't do
like,
it.
you-
But some people
like-
did, I bet.
for 10 minutes against Vanderbilt, out of the halftime locker room chat, Mark Pope did Mark Pope level stuff, and we went from down 14 to up 7. We lose because of play
Turnovers.
that he
And a
can't
terrible,
control.
terrible call on the rebound.
I think that's to be commended.
Yeah.
I think if you have a play out of bounds where it's Butler throws it in to Amari Williams, if he's heavily guarded, maybe don't force it in.
Yeah.
That's something that I feel was Cal's offense every day. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like he's done a good job. I want to see him at the end of this week 4-4, 5-3.
Yeah.
If 5-3, be doing
Ooh, baby.
backflips coming here.
Yeah.
I have a Christmas gift from the producer that I didn't want to wear today. I want to wear it during a good week. That's a Mark Pope related UK shirt, and I'm very excited to wear it.
If we win both games, are we going to do the next broadcast with our shirts off?
Well, I was going to wear that shirt, but I'll take it off if you want me. Did you want?
Because it'll have to be audio only, right?
We play Auburn that next week, right?
Yeah.
So we could do that and then be painted up like Bruce Pearl, like because you love him so much.
What's wrong with Bruce Pearl? He's a happy-go-lucky guy who cheats a little bit.
I don't like cheaters.
All right. John Calipari was a cheater. Look it up.
If he was with UK, then yeah.
You don't think he'd ever cheat at UK?
I think they had a microscope on him
Free
because
Enos
of-
Cantor.
Yeah. That wasn't his fault. Now Enos could come in day one. The NCAA.
That's
The
true.
NCAA are crooks in general, but now,
calling you out.
yeah. Well, they spent decades trying to not give any players
Time.
name, image, likeness,
Yeah.
and then the second they get money, that's like, oh, but now they're like, oh, it's just so dumb. I can't stand them.
Parting gift here,
All right.
because we got to roll. We got to wrap it up. If you could trade one, wrap it up. If you could trade one current starter from UK with one current starter on Arkansas, who would it be?
You buried the lead a little. It would be a
A
do
do.
without a doubt.
Yeah. Who would you get rid of though?
You want to hear it?
Yeah. Lamont.
No. It's Brea or Robinson, but I personally...
Brea doesn't start.
Oh, so you
Can't
said
pick
starter?
Brea. Yep.
It's got to be Robinson. Because you would have literally a gauntlet of a point guard that could pass to two Oways because a do drives
Yes.
like
Yeah.
Ortega, and that would be so nice.
Adu reminds me of Kalena Azubuike, who is arguably one of my favorite UK
Yeah,
players of all
he's the one that
times.
gives him those PTSD because of that
Yeah.
Michigan State
But
game.
he
But he was
just-
great. I loved him.
Just
as a
his
kid.
random like springboard dunks, just to send you like into jump off the couch, want to rip someone's head off, excitement.
It's like if
figuratively.
if you had a guy. So if DJ Wagner played to the level that he could be, I would have picked him.
Yeah, but he
100%,
doesn't.
But he
ever,
doesn't
ever.
Um,
Except for Saturday night, he will.
I don't know. I've seen him miss on those rims a lot, so I'm gonna assume it's going to happen. You talk about guys like potential.
Yeah.
Who on the top of your head? Last parting gift to you. that you thought had potential that frustrated you because you knew they had it, and then they'd sometimes show it, and then they sometimes wouldn't? Do you have a name that goes right off the top of your head?
Of all time?
Well, we'll say because you're
And
not that
you're-
much older than me.
yeah.
So let's go. UK. Any era. I'll give you one to help, right?
Yep.
Alex Poythress, without a doubt, always.
Yeah.
The dude would drop
Yeah.
25, had such athleticism.
Yeah.
Then the next day show up, get 2 fouls in 30 seconds, and looked like he didn't understand what a defense was. That guy.
Zach Morris?
Was that before my time?
Yeah, it's Tubby time.
Tubby time?
Yeah, Zach Morris was a
remember
big letdown.
Okay.
So, yeah, my head goes there than front, so I might have to bring that next time. I'm thinking through that one. That's a great question.
Cool.
We've had a lot of letdowns.
You give us your answers, too. Mom, whoever else is listening. I don't know. We'll find out.
My mom is not listening to this, just so you know.
Okay. Wow.
I don't think she would know how to get to it. So, sorry, Mom. Oh, she's not listening. What's the matter?
I'm gonna rip it. I'm gonna rip it on a CDR and hand it to her personally.
She can play it in her portable DVD,
there you go.
her portable CD player from 1994, which is
you
when
go.
Zach Morris played, I think.
Okay.
It was also the star of Saved by the Bell.
I do
Just
know
so you
that.
know.
Yeah.
Timeout. Then we. All right. So, final prediction: we're gonna beat.
We're gonna lose Tennessee, single digits. We're gonna win by 13.
We're beating Arkansas by 13.
13.
Wow.
Here's the deal. Tennessee beat them by 30. How much? It's like 30. So I see how much we win or lose by Tennessee and dictate. Like,
Okay.
It
No,
never,
no, no, you can't.
You,
no,
I know
no.
you can't correlate. You can't correlate, but that's always how I see it. If this team beats this team by this much
Yeah.
and you beat this team by this much, you should be able to beat that
Life
team by
isn't
that.
like that. It's organized chaos.
It is. But that's just how I'm going to roll with
All
it
right.
this week.
We beat Arkansas by 6. I think it's
Okay.
gonna be close.
What do you think about Tennessee?
We're gonna lose.
How much?
We're gonna lose by 7.
All right, so still single digits.
They're gonna carry the game. We're gonna make it close. They're gonna pull away. There's gonna be some shenanigan foul calls.
Okay. Okay.
So that's what I think.
Cool.
All right, big week. Let's see what happens. I'm Bill.
And I'm Chase, and hopefully you see us shirtless next week.
Hopefully you don't.
Oh yeah, that's